QR. Oh, it'll be a long day.
Sorry. Did you call?
So if I look for this now, I now have 2 jobs, and the issue is that one of the jobs is a callback job. So you can see that the job is now a callback job. And that just means that as a callback job, from an invoicing point of view, it's not going to add new measures or change the invoice or change the actual billing that we're going to do from off of the priority audit list. So what I can do is I can go ahead now and process that work order just as I would the original work order. So I go through, they do the work, they come back and say, okay, now we've done it right. So you say, okay, I'll accept your installation information. Again, just like the regular installation, you would actually be able to change these numbers, but these wouldn't have any real impact on the job you're going to invoice back to the state, because these are on a callback work order. The idea of a callback work order is it's kind of a no-charge work order, because it's fixing something that was done wrong in the first place. And hopefully you're not getting charged for it either. So you would put it through an installation, and then you go through inspection, just like you would before. And now if you look at the previous job has a failed notice to it. So the previous job, or excuse me, work order. The previous work order had failed. Now you have the new work order, which is its callback work order, which I'm now in the process of inspecting, and hopefully at this point I would be able to pass it, and then the job would end up as a completed job, just as if I had never done that. So now the inspector goes out again, and in this case, we pass it and save it. And now we have the two work orders for 100. You know, it's the one that failed. Once you fail a work order, it locks down. So you'll notice over here, this guy over here is failed here. And if you look over, go back to my notes, and you look over here, and you'll see that this is this job can't be deleted or can't be edited at this point because it's a failed job. So once you say a job is, or a work order is failed, you lock it down, and then you issue the callback work order, which is this one right here. What we're actually doing is in the future we're going to actually lock these two work orders together so they always appear next to each other like this. So you'll always see the failed work order next to locked up with the rework, or the callback work order, excuse me, that's associated with it. So that's just a way, if a vendor doesn't deliver what they're supposed to deliver, you can reissue the work order and put it in the work order system and not worry about it ending up on the measure twice. So even though you've done this work order twice, if you go back and look at the job for Arrow 100, and we look at the priority audit list, we only have the measure appearing once. You know, we did 2 work orders against it, but the measure only appears once with the values from the original accepted work order, the original installation work order. So it's a way to get a vendor to correct an error. And again, it could be just one measure or one, installation, one component of an installation off of many. But you can issue the work order to the vendor and then do the callback and correct the problem. And the idea is since it's their error, you shouldn't get charged for it, and the state shouldn't get charged for it. So that's kind of the idea of a callback. And And that happens whenever your inspector goes to the site and fails a measure, says this wasn't installed properly, this wasn't done properly, the system will automatically issue the callback work order. And in fact, you have to issue a callback work order. There's no way to save an inspection with a failed measure without issuing a callback. Okay? There's no way to do it. You have to pass it. You have to go back and just say pass it. If for some reason you want it to not issue the work order, you have to pass it. So is there any questions about that? The last class got a little confused on callbacks, but they're pretty straightforward. If inspection time, any measure fails, we're going to issue a callback work order with the failed measures on that callback work order. That work order has to go through the exact same assignment, installation, and inspection process as any work order does. The major difference is it doesn't change anything about the measures that were already there, both installed. It doesn't change the pricing or cost or anything like that. So now if we look at our job list, we've got a bunch of jobs that are sitting at post-inspection, or at least I do, that are basically complete except for the fact that now I have to invoice them back to the state. And that's what